here from Fun Stuff Crafts. So glad you could join me for another Inspiration Friday. So we've got a fun project for you today. I originally did this project last month at our Christmas market, and it was a great success. And this is a project you can do all the way from the littles all the way up to the adults. It was so fun watching everybody do this project. In fact, as soon as I'm done here, I'm headed out to one of our local middle schools and we're gonna do this same project. So what we are doing, let me grab it here, we are gonna be making trivets. Now, you can also make coasters and I'm gonna show you that in the video, but the fun part about this is, picked up these at Habitat for Humanity, these tiles, very inexpensive, and believe it or not, this is a tattoo. So that's what you're using for this transfer. So I'm gonna show you step by step in this tutorial, and I've also got a blog post if you want a little bit more detailed information and screenshots. So make sure you check that out. I'll make sure I put a link down below. And hey, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you like it and share it with your friends. I'm so glad you joined me today for this project. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna go over to the other side of my craft room and we are gonna get making. So let's get started with this project. And I wanna show you what two of my finished products look like. So this is the first one, and these tiles I've just been picking up at Habitat for Humanity, and I'm paying like 25 cents a piece on them. What I do find is the ones that have a little bit more of a matte finish instead of the really glossy finish seem to work really well. These two coasters have been finished with two different products. So once I get to the end, I'm going to kind of show you the difference there. But let me just go over all the supplies you're going to need. So you definitely are going to need a tile. So this, like I said, I just went to Habitat for Humanity to pick them up. You could definitely go to Home Depot, Lowe's, you know, any of those. The other one I thought would be fun to do is to do a larger one, and you could treat it as a trivet for, you know, hot things. So I grabbed a bigger one, not only for hot things, but just maybe a bigger trivet just for design that we could do. So that's the base thing that you definitely need is some type of tile. And I do say a little bit rougher is a little bit better. And then I went on to Amazon and I found these tattoos. And these tattoos are just so fun to go through and find one that you like. But that's what we're gonna do. That's what that design is. That is a tattoo. People will think you painted these on, and it is so easy to do. So today I'm gonna do a larger one and I'm gonna do a smaller one. So I picked out this design for my larger one, and I picked out this design for my smaller one. So I've got my design, I've got my tile. I need a little bit of water, and I'll show you where we're gonna use that. And then you want some type of backing for your coaster. So I have found these little felt feet to be really nice. You can also just put a piece of cork on the back, or you can get the little rubber stoppers, whatever you want. But you definitely want to put something on the back of your coaster to protect your table. And then the last thing is, I talked about the finish. Now there's two different finishes here. This finish right here was my original one, and I did it with this polyurethane water-based interior finish. And it took overnight to dry, but it has held up absolutely great. And so it is a good thing that you can do. It's just going to take longer for your project to dry. I did this project recently down at our Christmas market, and for that, people like to make crafts and take away. And so what I did for them is we use dishwasher safe Mod Podge. And so that's what I'm going to do today for our projects. And so this dries much quicker. And this one has been done with the Mod Podge. The pros on the polyurethane is this is a super smooth finish. You can see no brush strokes. If you look very closely at this one, there are brush strokes here, but from a distance, you can't tell. So you can make the decision on what type of finish that you want to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and do this larger one first. And what I like to do is, I do like to have a pair of scissors handy in case I need to trim something. But the very first thing we're going to do is you want to make sure your tile's pretty well clean. And mine is pretty clean. And most of the tattoos have a number on it. So I just like to cut that off and get that out of the way because you don't want it to transfer. And then there is a protective coating on these tattoos, and you're just going to peel it off. And then you kind of want to decide where you want your tattoo to go. Now, I will tell you that this one is definitely going to go over the edges unless I do it at a diagonal, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take that, kind of eyeball it, and I am going to flip it over. And then I'm going to take the water just with my fingers, and I'm going to wet it. And you can start to see your tattoo come through. Now, this is no different than if you were putting this tattoo on your skin. So you can, those same directions are on the tattoo, but you can start to see it. And it doesn't need to be sopping wet, but you do want to get a good amount of water on it because you want that tattoo just to, basically what it's going to do is it is going to slide right onto your tile. So you can see, I can see my design, and I'm going to be going edge to edge with my design. Hopefully you guys can see that in the camera. You can start to see. And then what I like to do is just give it a good rub. Make sure you got it on there. And then very slowly, you're going to take a peek, and we're going to peek and see if our tattoo is coming down. Part of it is, part of it's not. So I just kind of take my time, rub a little bit more, and then once you get it started, usually the rest lays down. And you can see that we have got this gorgeous design on our tile. Is that not just absolutely beautiful? Looks like I got a little something on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very, very softly, I just want to get any excess water off. I could take a cotton ball here and dab it, but mine looks really pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take my dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and I'm going to take my foam brush, and I will tell you that you want to be soft when you're applying this, okay? Because that tattoo, you don't want to pull it up, okay? But you want to do broad strokes, and you do want to, and see how I just moved that tattoo a little bit? This is another pro to doing the polyurethane, is it is a spray. But you just got to be really soft. You do want to cover the entire tile. And the reason why we want to do the entire tile is when you're using the Mod Podge, you are going to be able to see where you've put it. So you want to make sure you're covering the whole tile. Now, I've had this Mod Podge for a while, so I got a few clumps there. But I'm just being really soft. This is one of the things we ran into down at our Christmas market, which I absolutely love doing every year, is we had some littles doing this project, and I did encourage them to have mom and dad kind of help with this step, because it definitely, if you put the brush down too hard, you're going to wipe that tattoo right off. But see how that is? I just absolutely love how that looks. So there is our first one, easy as can be. Now our second one, no different. It's a little bit smaller. One of the things I like to do is when we're going to cut off that tag again, I'm going to weave in here with my scissors and cut this one apart, because I think I might like to have, I'm not quite sure how I want to do this. I think I might have one in one corner and maybe one in another. Or maybe I'll go like both of them off the corners. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the first one first. So they're kind of reverse image. So what I like to do when you're doing two that you've taken apart is do the first one. Let's see what it looks like, and then add the second one. One of the cool things, oh, guess what I forgot to do, you guys? Mistake, I forgot to take that first layer off. Okay, so let's go back and do that. I could tell right away because it was bubbling up on me. So sometimes it's good for you guys to see mistakes. But when we were doing the Christmas market, I have all ranges of people that come down and do the market. We provide arts and crafts for free to the public, but I have all ages. And so I had quite a few adults just love this project. They thought it would be great for gifts, but they really got into layering their designs, which was really fun to see. So what they would do is do one design at a time. Okay, and I can see, I'm just going to grab it with my finger a little bit, get it to stay down there, and see how that one is. Just love how this, it just adds so much to just a basic tile. I'm picking up these ones for like $1/4. I mean, so think about what you guys could do for a gift for somebody. Very inexpensive, and they will be so impressed when you tell them that you've made it. So let's go ahead and do the second one here. I kind of touched that stem there, so you got to be really careful. Okay, let's see if we pull this one up. And see, I got to be careful because that other one is right there too. Oops. And where is my stem going to start on this one? Okay, so I do have a stem that is flying off on the first one. So I'm going to use my fingers, and I'm just going to move it up. You guys can see there that, there. And this one definitely has a little bit more water. There, look at that. How pretty is that one? So I think for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and I'm going to grab a cotton ball. So just give me 1 second. So just to show you, if you do have a lot of excess water, you can just take a cotton ball and very gently blot that excess water out. Because what I think I'll do with this one, just to show you guys a contrast, is I am going to use the polyurethane on this one. So there we are. We've got that one. You can see a little bit in the light of where I have got excess water. The other reason why I like more of a rougher finish is if you look really close on these tattoos, there is a very thin, clear layer going all the way around them. And with this, the mauve finish, the rougher finish, the matte finish is what I'm trying to say. With that matte finish, it melds in there a little bit more, because you would never know on this one, once it's dry, that there was a line around it at all. Just absolutely turned out beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my camera. I'm going to take you guys outside so I can spray this polyurethane on it, and then I will come back and show you, once these guys are dry, what our finished products look like. Okay, so I have it on a board out here, and I'm just going to lightly spray it, and you will see that it comes out kind of white and milky. And so I am just going to let that dry, and we'll go inside and I will show you what this looks like.
when it's all dry.
One thing I didn't show you, while it's drying, I am going to go ahead and add on my little felt feet. Now, this is definitely something you could have done before you did your design. And in fact, I might recommend it, and that way, once it's dry, your project is totally done. But all I'm doing is, these are a 3M adhesive felt, and I just buy them from Amazon. And if I didn't say already, everything that I've used in this tutorial, I will link everything down below for you that I'm using, and everything that I've got off of Amazon. And here is the finished products again. I really hope you enjoyed this Inspiration Friday project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for joining me today.